Hello everyone, this is the Crazy Slav again, back with another World Conqueror 4 video. Today we're going to continue working our way randomly through the Doom Warzone. The last video was targeting the final stage of the Doom Warzone, we'll call it number 6. Today we're doing this tank Warzone, 1459 combat power, history best is 1377, we're going up against 3 enemy generals. This is going to be a general walkthrough. In optimal scenario, I'm going to try to get the best RNG I can. I'll tell you everything I can about the generals. Also, I've seen that some other guides on other YouTube channels going through Frontiers, Warzones, Conquests, and such. They use a lot of premium content, like premium generals, premium medals. I'm going to tell you if I use any premium content in these modes. This is actually one of those videos. Of course, last video I used the Whitman, who's a premium general. Highly recommend them, check that video out. It's both a hybrid review and walkthrough of the Warzone using Whitman. But yeah, let's get right into it. So we've got 10 turns, 3 nukes. We're making about $30 10 industry and 2 technology a turn. And these are the units we have available: a few super tanks, infantry, a rocket launcher. Although we have a few generals available to us, I'm only going to be using 2. Let's do a quick walkthrough of those generals. It's a really fun combo. I've been trying to make videos for the other Doom Warzones, and the RNG just hasn't been working out, and it's been kind of a pain to make said videos. So I went to one that I actually have fun doing, and that's this one, because I get to use Guderian. Yes, sir. I've got Guderian pretty kitted out. I'm pretty sure all of you are well familiar with him at this point. Excellent tank commander, full out stars. He's very quick with that mobility. He actually has some air and infantry assets, but we don't really need those right now. He's got the holy trinity of tank abilities: Blitzkrieg, Panzer Leader, and Armor Assault, which only get better when you use all of the corresponding medals. He does basically an extra 50% damage when he's in the tank. Has a 60% chance of doing a fatal blow, and 60% chance of Blitzkrieg. I actually am not using the Blitzkrieg medal. I have Crossfire maxed out on Guderian, and I've put the Crossfire medal on him. This basically turns Guderian into a KFP, a Kung Fu Panda. If you've seen the movie, the first movie, you know that scene like where the panda gets hit, the panda gets hit, and he like recoils and then slams back. Well, basically, that's what I've turned Guderian into. He's meant to be a punching bag that deals out just as much damage as he receives. And that's made even better when you consider some of the ribbons that I've put on him. He's got the Panzer Honor ribbon, Panzer Defense ribbon, and the Panzer Logistics ribbon. It turns him into an absolute beast. Logistics is probably the most powerful out of all of them. As a tank commander that can attack after having destroyed a unit or a city, he gets an extra 32 health. And if you position him correctly, he can basically regen any health that he takes. Going back to that. He also does a lot more damage if he has a critical hit, 40% extra damage. Not to be confused with the fatal hits that you get from Panzer Leader. Those do less damage, and they don't stack. So whenever Guderian does an attack, or a tank leader does an attack, and he has Panzer Ribbon and the Panzer Leader ability, you do the RNG roll for the Panzer Leader, and then you do the RNG roll for the Panzer Honor Ribbon. He also takes 12% less damage, which is pretty good. And he also has rank 5 rumor. So you'll see what I sort of send him out to do. I'm going to put him on this heavy tank combo because it has 92, 32, and 632. If you compare that with the super tank, it's 91, 33, and 590. So substantially less health, slightly less attack, only marginally better defense. I'm actually going to be putting Rokko on him. This is what Rokko's looking like. I don't have him fully maxed out. He has the Holy Trinity as well, minus Rumor, which is unfortunate. And he does a little less damage as a tank commander, but that's fine because he still hits pretty hard, 50%, nearly 50% chance to do a fatal blow. He's got over 50% chance that the enemy won't attack, and he does an extra 18% damage to the enemy when he's on the tank. He's got the level 3 Panzer Honor ribbon and the level 2 Panzer Defense ribbon, as well as the Assault Medal and the Cross Medal, which augment his abilities. He also takes some protection from missile units, but I don't think he gets targeted by missile units very much in this Warzone at all. He doesn't have any Air Force attack, but this medal still applies to him. He still does an extra 25% attack with the Eagle medal. And he does an extra 36 damage using nuclear weapons. So we'll put Rokko on the next best tank. As always, pay attention to the ranks of the tank or the unit that you're putting your commanders on. Higher ranking units have more health. I think maybe more defense and also more attack, that's for sure. I'll put Guderian on this tank here, and I'm going to move him up to start attacking their cities. And I'll move Rokko up to start attacking this commander up here in the corner. I'm basically going to be using Guderian as a punching bag. So he's going to attack this city here. He's going to be attacking these fortresses when he can. He's going to be attacking this city here, taking damage and dealing damage from units all along the way. Rokko is going to be responsible for sort of eliminating this axis of advance. And since he has the air attack ribbon, he's going to be in charge of missiles and the like. So got pretty lucky with that attack that Rokko delivered. Got I think a critical hit. You saw it did like 260 damage nearly. His fatal blows normally are only like 220. So you can see that extra damage kicking in from the ribbon. We're also going to move this rocket artillery up to attack this infantry here. Soften up the units for Guderian. Goody got a little bit of moral boost. Now we can comfortably take out that infantry there. I'll also move up the infantry to attack their infantry. You also notice that I used the sapper ability on my mechanized infantry. He takes less damage from landmines. That's because the landmines actually count for combat power. So you want to save this infantry to be alive at least long enough to take out the landmines. I'm also going to use Guderian to target this city here. Let's hope we get some good RNG. Yes, we did. Very powerful hit. Demoralized him as well. You can keep on re-rolling the RNG. I'll admit that I do these in this video. I'm trying to get you the best possible run so you can maximize your combat power. Like getting critical hits, demoralizing the enemy. You want to reduce the amount of damage that your own infantry takes. So if you get hit, if you don't do good damage, if you don't demoralize, the enemy doesn't move like you want to, I'd recommend restarting your run like I do in this video included, because these Doom Warzones take a while, and it's probably better to redo individual Warzones than have to just redo entire Warzones with having bad RNG the entire time. As you also probably mentioned, I have noticed, Actually, no, not in this video. I actually do have 2 Blitzkrieg medals. I bought one of those premium medal packs that gave me Blitzkrieg and Raider. I don't use it in this video, but I will use it in one of my later videos, I think in the Doom Warzone that has infantry focus. So I'll mention it there too. I got a little lost track of where I am here. You also want to use your satellite. Don't forget that you have that. So just to weaken this guy a little bit more, Mr. Frenchy and the Trenchy. And this is actually kind of good. Remember, Guderian has that Panzer Logistics ribbon. He gets an extra 32% health after he dies. My screensaver, my battery saver, something, I don't know, my nighttime screen just turned on. Sorry for that. Let's remember where we are. Yes, we're attacking these boys here. Unfortunately, Mr. Frenchie didn't retaliate. It didn't get retaliated against. It definitely helps that in these war zones, you're not facing completely maxed out, technologically maxed out enemies. Because if you've tried the frontier war zones or the conquest modes, not Comcast, though I don't know which is more villainous, these bad guys or Comcast, we'll see. Um, if you've done those those modes, these guys have full technological advancement, and that makes them a lot harder. These war zones are definitely easier due to this reduced technological capability that our enemies have. So theoretically, I should be able to completely knock him out, and you'll see that he's healed up a little bit. I should be able to completely knock him out now if I get lucky. Yes, I can. Now I move my infantry up into the city. I attacked the city right off the bat. I know I said you want to save your infantry, but for these warzone modes, when you attack these fortresses, you permanently decrease the amount of defense they have if you get a direct hit on them. So this fortress had 35 defense before, now has 27. This means that when you attack the fortress, or when your units counterattack the fortress, they do more damage. That's universal for all your units as long as they're within range to counterattack. And I'm going to move Guderian up. Let's see. He did something like 266 before. I don't know if that was a critical hit. Let's see if we can do it again. 257, just enough. Now he healed up a little bit. And I can attack the city, demoralize him. I'm fine with that. Now, you also have to do some sort of tactics here, I guess. Unfortunate that this artillery didn't get counterattacked by Rokko, but now Rokko has a chance to take him out. I want to move my rocket artillery up to attack their artillery. And let's flank their commander so he does less damage when he does attack our units. Rokko, give me some good RNG. Yes, sir. He didn't get blitzkrieg, but he did some good damage, and that's enough for me. That means that this artillery is doing less damage to my units. We go on to the next turn. And now, I remember that I have crossfire on Guderian, so any damage he takes, he deals back a lot harder, and that's why the city health went down so much. And I didn't even attack this fortress yet, but it's already gone down by like 400 health. So Guderian is definitely doing his job well. It's unfortunate that I don't have Rokkossovsky upgraded. I would have a Panzer Logistics ribbon on him, and he'd be able to get some health back from the kill he's about to deliver. Unfortunately not. Once I have the medals to upgrade him, I will. Unfortunate RNG. It would have been nice if that rocket artillery had killed Rokko earlier, or had Rokko had counterattacked earlier. No dice for that, so this isn't going to be an optimal run. I'm gonna have to use up a decent amount of. I'm gonna have to use up an extra turn, taking the city when I have a chance. And Guderian's also taking more damage than I would like him to. At this point, I'm trying to preserve my infantry unit here because I do need to save it for these mines. And if he survives that, to do some damage to this now completely demoralized enemy. So I'm not going to attack with that infantry just yet. Next turn. Now Rokko can move up. I can back him out. Unfortunately, this guy attacked my rocket artillery rather than Rokko. But now that Rokko's in the city, he's going to get focused by the tank commander. I also want Rokko to be above half health for as long as possible, because that means he does more damage. So I'm going to put a field hospital down in the city and start dealing some damage to this guy. Unfortunately, not having terribly good luck with RNG so far. That's fine. I'll move my tank back out of there so I can swap him out with my infantry in the city here. And I can move my infantry up here to the mines when I have a chance. I'll keep on using Guderian. Hopefully this will knock out the health of the city. Excellent. I also want to have the defense down on this fortress, so I'll use Guderian to attack the fortress and knock down the defense. I have 4 turns. I might as well make a nuke now so I can have a better track of my resources. Theoretically, I should have enough resources here to be able to use all of my nukes by the end of the round if I have to. Sometimes if the RNG works out right, you don't really need to. Let's hope. Maybe the RNG isn't working in our favor just yet. Alright, so now we can bring back our infantry out of range of both the fortresses. And now that this guy's demoralized, we don't really have to worry about him attacking our infantry. And we can move the super tank into the city. It should theoretically have enough health by the end of the match, so you can afford to deal some extra damage. Their infantry is still very strong against armored units, so I don't want to attack it unless I have range, in which I don't. So I just keep on attacking that fortress, and I'll use Guderian to keep on attacking this city up here. Yep, in this scenario I do have range. I'll use Guderian to attack the city and drop an artillery, not an artillery, a satellite strike on that city. Remember that units that are in cities that have actual health in it will take reduced damage. So remember to take out the health of a city before you launch any nukes, any missiles, or any satellite strikes. Because of Guderian's position, he should just get hit on by the Titan tank. Guderian's pretty hot. I don't blame the Titan tank. Look at that face. Look at all that drip he's got rocking. Medals, ribbons, all those abilities. I can't resist. I wouldn't resist if I were the Titan tank either. So I'm going to let that Titan tank hit on Guderian. I've already used the ability there. I want to keep on doing some damage. It's just sort of chip damage, but it's still, you never know how much that can help in the end. And I'll keep on using Guderian to take out the health of that city. Keep an eye on the turns too. Rokkossovsky, since he has that Imperial Eagle medal, he does a lot more damage with Air Force and nuclear bombs, so you want him to be the one using the nukes. Since we only have a limited industry, 105, we can only really launch 1 or 2 missiles. We want to make sure we get the most out of it and have Rokko in the city when we use our strategic bombers. How much health does this guy have? 173. Theoretically, Guderian should be able to knock him out. Yep. Well done, Guderian. Now the infantry attacking my super tank and the city is getting weak too. I sort of want to expand that things. I want to expand my super tank's lifespan because it could come in handy later. So I'll use Guderian to attack this infantry, heal up a little bit, take them both out. And since Guderian has that crossfire, armor assault, and panzer leader ability, I want the fortresses to focus on him. So I'm gonna take my tank out of the city and have it focus. Oh no, I forgot to attack the super tank in that city there. Unfortunate. A little bit of damage I've missed out on, but that's fine. Should still have a decent run out of this. I can move the super tank back in. Move Guderian back to the north. How much we got? 69. Nice. I'm not going to take the city just yet because I think enemy units can spawn in that city. And that's combat power that we want to maximize, right? So what I'm going to do is, let's see, 242. Let's just keep on focusing some of their units. I'll back that infantry out of there completely. Use Guderian to keep on doing some damage to that. Let's hope we got a blitzkrieg. No, oh no, Rokko might die here. If he does, then I'm just gonna sort of RNG reset this and you'll catch me back where I've done a clean run. If not, then we'll keep on going. Let's use that missile. In case he does die, we still might be able to salvage a good run out of this. We'll reduce the damage that that fortress is doing. 347, and that's with only one defense debuff. It would do more damage if we got a few extra hits on that. Rokko made it. Well done, Rokko. Wasn't expecting that, being honest. We're still going to have Guderian hammer away at the city, take out some of the health on that super tank. Unfortunately, Rokko's not... Just going to have to go back and edit that out in post. Alright, so I moved my infantry up, tried to suicide him on that Titan tank, but my infantry had more health than I expected. Sort of want to get that tiger tank out of there. And he can. Excellent. So now I'm just going to keep on focusing these towers here. Oop. Same with my super tank. $127, come on Guderian. 133, exactly what I needed. So now I should be able to just knock out my infantry by attacking that artillery. Knock him down just a little bit. Guderian is about half health over, so we should be fine. How much health does this have? I don't know if it'll be able to knock itself out on the artillery, so I'm just gonna back him out because now begins a little bit of a delicate game. Rokko does have that Air Force attack ribbon, so I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use Guderian in position to deal damage to both of these fortresses. Rokko's good with nukes, so we're gonna use nukes. .305. I'm gonna use my artillery to weaken it up just a little bit more. 253. Just use a regular strategic bomber to knock it down just a little bit more. 144. I think Guderian should be able to pull that off, but if not, I'm just gonna take it, play it safe. Actually, let's see if we could launch 3 more nukes if we need to. Or 2 nukes and a strategic bomber. Let's take a risk. Guderian, you came through. Good man. Now, drop some more nukes on the fortresses. V47, 168, 122. There we go. All units eliminated in this war zone. It's a lot of fun using Guderian and Rokko. 1376, 94% completion. Out of... I don't remember what it was, but only 1 point short of my history best. So that's a pretty optimal run, even if some things didn't go our way with the RNG. But yeah, that was a Doom Warzone walkthrough. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it was informative and hope you learned how to do something. Or how to, not how to do something, how to go through this Warzone. I'll keep on uploading some of these Doom Warzone videos on how to get through some of these other phases. I particularly hate the air power and the Navy Warzones, so I'm probably going to save those for the last. If you don't have endgame generals and abilities, you might just have to wait around a little bit. I should, once I'm done with the endgame guide, I'll try to put out a mid-game guide with some more realistic generals that, you know, regular players who aren't as dedicated or willing to crack open the bank account might be able to field and put to use. So hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one.